Next little project we're going to do is a little bit of crystal cleaning. Just wanted to show you these pieces before and after. The light actually makes it look more yellow than what it actually is to the eye. But if you look in there, you can see a bunch of little crystals in there, and they come all the way around. And this black in there could actually be silver. I'm not real positive. It was a lead zinc mine that I got this from, but there was also silver present and a trace of gold. But I thought we'd just clean that one up, get all that iron staining off it to see if it has a pretty face. A couple more here. This came from the Herkimer diamond area. You can see a couple small Herkimers, but some dolomite crystallization there, and that might turn out to be a good piece. It's kind of like all druzy on there. The camera's not showing it, but it's not actually a druze, it's just small little crystals. Then we have another piece that came from the same area as this first one. These came from the South New York, southern part of the state. But this is also covered in crystals, but they have a kind of a coating on there. We're going to try to get that off. No, we're not going to use any acid. What we're going to use is iron out. Stuff works pretty good. Muriatic acid also works, but with muriatic acid, sometimes it'll leave a film on the stones and on the crystals that's hard to get off, so it does remove, muriatic acid does remove iron a lot more efficiently, but then typically you got to run it through iron out in the end anyway. So we got this dish here. I'm going to put some water in it, and then just sprinkle some iron out in there and stir it up a little bit, and we're going to put these babies in here and just let them sit for a few days and take a look at them. We'll watch their progress. Okay, stay tuned. This is going to be fun. There's some before shots, so this one's going to be pretty nice. Alright, let's do this. Alright, there they are soaking now. That dish is probably a 7-inch dish or so, measuring with my fingers. You can see some of the iron out on the bottom. I probably put about a half a cup in that little dish, and that's about the amount you want to use. Now, iron out really isn't dangerous. It's not something you want all over you all the time, and you don't want to be breathing it in. But it's much safer than muriatic acid. And remember, if you folks ever use any kind of acid in any way for cleaning stones, muriatic, hydrochloric, whatever kind of acid you use, just remember, always wear eye protection, and never dump the water into the acid. Always dump the acid into the water. That's very important. Okay. Got a few bubbles coming off there. We're gonna let these sit probably overnight. See how they look. Maybe touch them up with a nylon brush and see what they look like, and maybe give them a second treatment. Okay, stay tuned for that. Pretty cool. They're coming along fairly well. You need a brush put to them, but maybe you can see all that druzy crystalline quartz in there. Maybe you can't. I'll let those dry too and see what they look like. This one's coming along. Look at the needles in there. And I actually saw a little bit of purple coming through right there. That's kind of odd. Yep, that piece is looking pretty cool. We're gonna put some more iron out and some fresh water and let them soak again. This one's coming along too. Of course, they'll look a lot better when they're dry, but you can see all the crystal structure in there now. All the individual crystals. Okay, I got those rocks all cleaned up. I soaked them for 3 days, and every day I took a nylon brush to them, and they turned out pretty good. Cleaned up really well. I don't know if you remember this one. It was awful yellow. I got her cleaned up with a nylon brush. Look at that seam right there. All those quartz needles. That's pretty cool. And that seam goes all the way around the stone there. And up here there's larger quartz crystals in there. Let me try to get them sparkling there. You can see the sparkle. See how close I can get it and stay in focus here. It's a cool little piece. I like it. Now, I mentioned before that I got this from a lead and zinc mine, but it did have some silver in the mine and very small, minute traces of gold. But this black in there, I'm not sure, but that could be silver. I have other pieces too that I think might be a silver ore, but I'll never crush it. Just cool to have. Those needles are cool though. Let's turn it all the way around. Nothing special on this side. Okay, there's that one. Cleaned up pretty nice. Show you the next one here. Now this came from the same area as the last one I just showed you. It's just covered in little crystals. Hopefully you can see that. The reason why they're gray instead of like a very clear white is the other side is actually very dark. Let me show you that. It's full of pyrite crystals on there, and then the black coating on there could be silver. Let me try to get it focused here. Let me move the camera ahead a little bit. What I try to do is put the camera in the shade so I can see the screen and have the pieces out in the sun at the same time. So let me get that camera there. It looks good now, huh? Pyrite coming right around, and the top side is just covered in these little crystals. Cool little piece. It's heavy too. That's one heavy stone for its size. Okay, that one turned out pretty good. Let's look at the next one. This one turned out exceptional, I think. It's just full of like druzy quartz in there. You see all the flashing. Look at it all, just full of it. And then all the crystalline structure on the face, that's all dolomite crystals. Now this didn't come from the same area as the other two pieces. This came from the Herkimer Diamond area. I don't keep a lot of this other stuff when I'm up there. I generally just keep the Herkimers. But this piece really caught my eye. There was a little bit more of it, but I only kept this one. I probably should have kept the rest of it, but I didn't. I'm sure somebody else picked it up, and good on them, you know. Okay, that's about it.